Mr. Transformers 96 here with another video. I'm going to be talking about some newly shown Hot Toys figures. This is kind of what I like to do, where I like to give you an update on where I stand on different Hot Toys figures and which ones I plan to get and everything like that. Because, you know, even when I do the videos when I talk about Hot Toys that are just shown, you know, I kind of say if I plan to get them or kind of where I stand on them. Sometimes those things change just over time. Sometimes new information shown. Sometimes by seeing the movie or other figures that are shown can shift my my desire, my need for figures in general. So I just kind of like to do these little updates just to show you like what I plan to get as far as the Hot Toys that are on pre-order at the moment. And as you can see, there's quite a few Hot Toys on pre-order. There's actually a few more because there's a whole column to the left there that you're not seeing, and a lot of the right columns being cut off. But at the moment, as you can see, there are 57 Hot Toys figures on pre-order on Sideshow's website. So there's quite a lot of figures coming out. At the moment, I'm kind of at record lows as far as my pre-order list. Usually I have at least like 10 figures on pre-order from Hot Toys, but at the moment I have very few. And that's simply because they've really hiked up their prices as of recently, especially with the Infinity War line. And I'm just trying to pick figures that I really need and not ones that are unnecessary. So as far as the figures that I definitely are planning on getting, that has to be these four. These are my definite Hot Toys figures at the moment. As you can see here, there's a common theme of Marvel villains. I think that I have kind of come to the conclusion that out of everything I collect from Hot Toys, the Marvel villains are the ones that I really appreciate the most. I'm just a big villains fan. I love Marvel, of course, and a lot of times these are the characters that are neglected in the regular toy lines. So if Hot Toys making them, you know, that's just excellent. So at the moment, only two of these I physically have on pre-order. I have Hela and Thanos on pre-order at the moment. Gamora I'm going to pre-order any day now. I sold my original Gamora to buy this updated version. I wouldn't buy this one if I still had my older one, but I really wanted to update it considering the older one has rubber arms, which I've never liked, and I prefer this costume anyway. So I was able to sell the older one for a lot more than I paid for it, which is great, and that's basically going to pay for the huge, you know, price hike that they're charging for this Gamora. So I plan on getting her, and then Killmonger I'm gonna pre-order, you know, anytime now. He's a character that I definitely need to get. Very excited that it comes with a Michael B. Jordan head sculpt too. So these are my must-haves. These are the ones that I am 100% going to get, and I'm very excited for all of these. Yeah, I'm just a big Marvel villain fan, and of course, just getting an update on Gamora is cool as well. As far as my maybes, now this category is a little more unfocused, just because I'm not quite sure which of these I'm actually going to get, if any, but these are the ones that I'm really considering, or at least they're very much tempting me. As far as Deadpool goes, I think he looks wonderful. You know, I missed out on the first one, and I went really back and forth whether to get the first one or not, and I ended up not getting the first one, and I've never like truly regretted it, but I've always, you know, kind of wanted that first one. So here's my opportunity to get another one. I did just see the movie last night. It was very fun, but again, like, I don't need it for the collection because there's no way they're going to do any other characters from it. I think that there's a licensing issue, especially when it comes to facial likenesses, which is why we're not getting a Ryan Reynolds one. So I think that Deadpool's kind of a unique character as far as it being made as a figure. So I'm liking that figure a lot. I don't think I'm going to get it, but it does tempt me a bit. Then we have Teen Groot. I have all the other Groots. I'm a big Groot fan. I love the look of Teen Groot. I'm not a fan of... I mean, he was alright in the movie, but I think that they could have done a lot more with him. I think there's a lot more humor that they really missed out on. I mean, there's some funny, like, teenage humor things that they could have done with Groot, but they didn't, which is unfortunate. But he looks great, and I think the figure looks awesome. I think it's overpriced, though, at $220. It makes it really hard for me to pull the trigger. And then, as far as Rocket I will only get if I sell my original Rocket, which I am trying to do, but it's not working out very well, so I doubt that I'll actually be able to sell it. But if I am able to sell my original Rocket, I'll buy the double pack, because if you get the double pack, it brings Groot's price down quite a bit, because like it's a better deal to buy the two of them rather than just buy Groot, and then think about what Rocket would be separately. So overall, I think that I would love to be able to buy the double pack and sell my original Rocket. I just don't think it's going to happen, which is unfortunate. But you know, if it does, that would be wonderful. Then we have Thor and Captain America. They're kind of in the same boat for me. They're both figures that I have other figures of already, but I'm really liking their new looks in this new movie, and I like just how much they've been updated from the original ones, because I have very classic versions of the two of them. I have the first Avengers movie, Captain America, and I have the Thor from Thor the Dark World. And I'm liking the updated versions of both of them. I think Thor looks very cool. My only issue with this Thor figure is that he has the eye patch, and that's permanent. And as you've seen in the movie, he doesn't wear the eye patch very much. So that eye patch look is really just from the end of Ragnarok and the beginning of Infinity War, which is annoying. I'm really like hoping that any day now Hot Toys will show that they didn't want to spoil anything, but the eye patch is actually removable or something like that. Because I think it's ridiculous that there's only one version of Thor from Infinity War with the eye patch. You know, that just sucks. But the rest of the figure looks wonderful. I'm liking the new suit. I like the metal arms. I like the new weapon, and then the light up portions on the body I think are very cool as well. And then Captain America, I'm loving the new suit. I think that he's overpriced, though. I mean, they're both the same price, $267, which I find overpriced in general, but I think that it's even more so overpriced with Captain America, especially when you compare him to the Civil War version. I'm starting to realize that I really did miss out by not purchasing that Civil War version. I really do wish I had that figure, because this one is cool and all, but I like the beard. It's just... I think that this is the only movie Captain America will have a beard in, and he's not the focus of this movie by far. You know, it's kind of disappointing. So if I have this one in my collection, I feel like a lot of people, 10 years down the line will be like, which movie did Captain America have the beard in again? So it's not a very classic, or it's not a very iconic version of Captain America. Even though I really do want an updated version of Captain America in my collection, this one I think is going to be very niche as far as it's, really just representing one film. Because by Avengers 4, I don't think he's going to have the beard anymore, because rumor has it that, you can skip the video if you don't want to hear this, but rumor has it that the movie Avengers 4 is going to take place about 5 or 6 years after the events of Infinity War, so I doubt he's still going to have the beard, so that makes this figure a little outdated, and I do think that he's very expensive in general, but these are the ones that I'm really considering. I like all of these a lot, and they're all Marvel, of course. Deadpool's the only one that's a little off-kilter Marvel, but the rest are all MCU. I'm kind of more into Marvel at the moment. DC has, I've always loved DC, however, I'm really kind of fading when it comes to the DCEU. I'm not too into it anymore. I'm not enjoying the movies, so I think that I'm definitely taking a break from them as far as figure-wise. I'm not purchasing any of the Justice League figures. And then as far as Star Wars is concerned, I still am in love with Star Wars, but there was none of the Last Jedi figures that I really needed. The Kylo Ren one, I really wanted an updated Kylo Ren with an actual head sculpt of him, but I'm just not happy with the head sculpt, so I decided not to get that one. And then I really don't need Luke, and then there's really no other characters from that line that I wanted for my collection. So overall, I'm really just focusing on Marvel, as you can tell, and until there's more movies from the other companies that really start blowing my mind, and Hot Toys starts making the figures that I'm particularly wanting from those movies, I'm just going to kind of stick with Marvel, because they're certainly making the figures I want from Marvel. So there you go. So that's my updated kind of version of my pre-orders. As you can see, I have my maybe list, the ones that are possible. I think that if I really did have to rank this, Deadpool I probably won't get. There's a good chance I'd probably end up getting that Groot. And then, to be honest, I doubt that I get Thor or Captain America, unless it's revealed that Thor can actually remove his eye patch. Or, set photos come out of Captain America, and he's on this, he has the beard, and he's in a similar costume, because the set pictures that we have of him now, he's in the costume of the figure that I already have. So, most likely out of these, if I were to get one of these, it's probably going to be Team Groot. But yeah, overall, really loving the figures that I have on pre-order, and as you can tell, and as I've said, this is a record low for me as far as Hot Toy pre-orders, and that definitely has to do with the price of these. They're getting way too high for what they're worth. It's not even a question of whether I can afford them. It's a question of whether I find them worth it, because I really don't enjoy purchasing something that I just don't feel is worth the money, and they're starting to hit a price where they're kind of not starting to be worth the money, which is a shame, because I really do love Hot Toys. But there you go, that's my my updated pre-order list. Let me know what you guys think of my choices on figures that I'm planning on pre-ordering and that I'm thinking about, and I'd love to hear your guys' pre-order list as well, and thanks so much for watching.